Hey, it's Catherine with ResinObsession.com, and last week on our YouTube channel I posted a video on how to dome resin. One of our viewers asked, is there any way that you can dome a second layer of resin? And I thought, wow, what a great question. And so that is the topic for this week's video. Now, if you haven't watched last week's video on how to dome resin, it's on this channel. I would suggest you watch it first so you get some basics on what you're doing, and then come back and watch this one. So these were a couple of the pendants I domed. This one is domed correctly. Everything cured. It all goes to the edge. Whereas this one, you can see I intentionally made sure that it didn't go to the edge. I don't know if you can see that right there. The resin did not come to the corner there. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to dome both of these pieces with a second layer. So what you'll want to do is dot on your resin this time. You're not going to want to pour it on like I showed you in the last video because you don't need that much. So you're just going to dot on a little bit and use something like a toothpick to help spread it out. And I guess to take it to the next level, you can say it's kind of like you're spreading frosting on a cake. So you can see I'm just dotting a little bit on and I'm spreading it out. Go slow here because you can see you're really not going to need that much resin. So you want to make sure you're not going to get too much on here that it's going to flow down the side. So why might you want to put on a second layer of resin? Well, it might be, as in the case of this pendant I'm doing now, you just want a little higher dome. You just want to give it a little more depth, a little more thickness to it, kind of, make it a little more striking. It might be that you want to get a glossy finish, like let's say you've created something and it's got a matte finish or it isn't quite as glossy as you would like. You could dome some on this way. Or if it's like this piece here to my right, it might be like you made a mistake and you're trying to cover it up. This technique is also useful if, say, you had a piece of cat hair in your resin on top. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but it happens here a lot. And you can sand down your cat hair and then dome more resin on top. Okay, so I'm going to finish doming these. When you're done, don't forget that you need to go back and make sure that you've got all your bubbles out. Bubbles can still happen, even though this is a really thin layer. It's not likely, but they still can happen. And you want to make sure also that you take your resin all the way to the edge. So this is why you just want to dot it on a little bit at a time versus pouring, because if you pour, you're definitely going to get on more than you need. So if you have any questions, leave them in the box below. If you want, you can stop on over to the ResinObsession.com blog and jewelry making forum. Leave your questions, help other people with their resin dilemmas, or certainly you can see what we've got in the way of tricks and tutorials to make your resin projects much more fun and interesting. Thanks for stopping by today.